Dying to bring you the news, it's the New Eden Times News Network. Welcome to the New Eden Times News Network. I'm your host, No Style Fred, and since I'm dying to bring you the news, let's dive in head first. On March 29th, I conducted a 1 billion ISK giveaway stream where we watched as the Goonswarm Federation formed up to defend their Fortizar in Abazon. Again, on April 5th, your boy Fred and several dozen viewers watched the local swell to over 2,500 pilots. Due to the flood of capsuleers in system, myself along with several confused travelers experienced our very first time dilation. During this battle, over 1 trillion ISK was destroyed, with goons successfully defending their Fortizar and claiming a decisive victory against their attackers, who consisted of Pandemic Horde, Fraternity, Snuffed Out, and more. I was told by a member of Goonswarm that the aggressors were bad landlords. I found out later in the Captain Rogers telling of the events, the goons owed unpaid rent.
In the Earl, if we can estimate that the real-world value of 1 trillion ISK converted into Plex and then converted into US dollars, assuming normal pricing, and purchased in bundle quantities that provide a discount, but not during a sale, would be $7,386.25. This is the same value as a 2012 used Honda Civic with 123,162 miles on it.
None of what you said makes any sense to me, Kai. But hey, thank you for contributing. Costly battles like these are excellent for those with an entrepreneurial spirit, much like this young scrapper.
Let's face it, it will take me 10 years to process that for gold recovery.
Hello, my name is Kiara Hawk, and this is my store, Kiki's Chop Shop. Look at all of these cool things I have. This bad boy right here, you can slap a half dozen 200mm turrets and maybe an armor repair module and get into combat right away. And this thing here, well, I think it's part of a radioactive modulator, more like see you later, right? So come on down to Kiki's Chop Shop. Despite the reviews and accusations, we are legit. All sales are final.
Pirates attacked an oil supply vessel, taking the captain and chief engineer hostage.
So why have these waters become a magnet for maritime crime? And why are countries struggling to keep pirates at bay? This is the system error that has led to piracy thriving.
I was finally able to interview some pirates willing to discuss the recent insurgency and corruption plaguing New Eden.
Hi, I'm Avio Yakin, Star Frontier, Brotherhood of Spacers. I'm a Zarzak merchant and industrialist working for the Gristis Pirates. The fun part of insurgencies, I'd say, I find that to be the enjoyable parts of being this dynamic threat that's going into these high-sec systems and stirring things up temporarily. Now, people there hate this, and I think that's kind of the expected reaction. Oh great, pirate shitheads are on my trade lanes and now it's not as safe to get my goods to Jita. Well, that's kind of the idea, isn't it? It caters to my means of flying around where I can be solo, be on my own, I can raid these outposts by myself. Yeah, sometimes I get chased off by people bigger than me, people with more numbers than me, but that's just part of the game of cops versus robbers, if you ask me. That's just it. Now, I will stand and take a fight if I think it's in my weight class within reason. I won't let you push me off if I don't think you can push me off. You know what I mean? Well, that's the thing. People don't really adhere to the insurgencies. In recent times, there's kind of been an influx of people going in there and messing around, smoking like pirates, running the sites. But no, the kind of exact opposite has, depending on you ask anyone, but me. But people will stick to the front lines between their respective factions instead of going to the rear guards to bother with these insurgencies,
Alright, so my name's Hell's Hitman. I am the former CEO Emeritus of No Mercy. The insurgencies are ran in sets. So this insurgency is the only Guristas insurgency open right now. When this insurgency ends, so in this case we either have to hit, I believe it's 12 systems. You see, 12 systems. So we either have to hit 12 systems, have to hit 7, and then destroy our forward operating base. Once either of those objectives are met, we enter into a cooldown period. 24 hours after that, a new forward operating base will appear, switching between Caldari and Galente space usually. Sometimes we'll get Caldari or Galente back to back, but usually it rotates fairly evenly. This is basically the base that pops up in the center of every insurgency. So this tells us this is basically the headquarters of the insurgency. This is what the enemy has to kill in order to take down the insurgency. So our goal for insurgencies like this is to pick a target and try to get it pushing in whatever direction we think is going to give us the most content, usually. So sometimes we land incredibly close to high sec, so we just put all of our resources on pushing that high sec corridor as far as we can. We can only spread to 0.7 systems and below. We can't spread to 0.8s. We can't spread to 0.9s. We can't spread to 1.0s. So there's a vast amount of high sec that is still well outside of our reach. We can hit some of the trade routes between Amar and Jeddah. Some of the ancillary trade routes we can compromise, but only if we get a perfect position on the insurgency and push it in that direction in an organized fashion, which we are anything but organized most days.
Speaking of Rorquals, a member of the Sleep Reapers Alliance was kind enough to allow me to accompany him on a nullsec mining expedition.
I'm Kane Atoll. I'm a member of the Sleep Reapers out in Teneriffe. I'm primarily known for mining. The part that I really enjoy about the game and about this corporation specifically is kind of the resource gathering and being able to kind of be part of that supply chain of, I'm gathering these resources and then selling them to the manufacturers who are then manufacturing them into stuff that we can use. I try to keep as much of what we mine in pocket on market down here for us as I can. I mean, obviously, we have limited numbers of manufacturers, so there are some things that, if I mine 50 million pyrite, it's going to take us a little while to go through that. So some of it's getting exported for my own personal finances, but the vast majority of it I try to keep nearby. Yeah, it's a weird little balancing act, and each different material has its own reasonable quantity to have. We don't need 100 million of the most expensive moon goo in pocket because it's just not going to get used that frequently, whereas the really cheap stuff, the pyrite, the mexilon, some of the cheaper R4 moon goos, those are more important to keep in large quantities because they get used a lot more frequently. And so a lot of it ends up being a bit of a balancing act between how much we need around and how much we'll actually sell. How much will actually move through our manufacturing process.
Look at my dirty girl.
Lastly, be on the lookout for our previous giveaway streamer, Cindy Uwu. Recently, she was found guilty of stream sniping a friendly miner on his first venture into nullsec.
Cindy Uwu.
That's me.
Dude.
After waiting for nearly an hour for him to venture into nullsec, my time had come.
I just got snuck up on and I didn't even realize.
Do you mind telling me exactly what you're doing out here all alone?
What does that mean?
Don't worry about the yellow.
What is the yellow? Whoa! Oh shit! Whoa! Quick! Ah! I thought I was gonna get out!
Your consolation prize, a free trip home.
Oh no, dude! I love it! No.
We were going to fire her, but she abruptly quit immediately after attacking the defenseless streamer. So if you see Cindy in space, be warned, she is bloodthirsty.
Lucky for you, she's not feeling too thirsty today. But I am. So, I'm gonna go get me a drink.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Last week I was unable to do the weekly 1 billion ISK giveaway, so this week we're going to double down. That's right, 2 billion ISK will be given away this Saturday during my live coverage of the 10th annual Frigate Free-for-All in Ualeta. To enter this giveaway, write your Capsuleer name in the comments below, along with your favorite ship in New Eden. 1 lucky winner will receive a billion ISK, 5 will receive 100 million ISK, and 10 will receive 50 million ISK. While it's not required to enter the contest, I would appreciate it if you could multi-box that subscribe button, blob the like button, and consider sharing the video